Hello, Dave here for another single malt review. As you can see, we're going back to Glendronach. Today's Glendronach is a classic. It's matured in Oloroso sherry and Pedro Jimenez casks for a very fortified wine influenced dram. Let's take a look. You might be thinking it's going to be a 12-year-old on account of this being Glendronach 12-year-old cask. Case, at least. But, surprise, because good things come in small packages. We have ourselves a wee little bottle of Glendronach Parliament. 21 years old in this case, otherwise functionally similar to the 12 in terms of its maturation, its influences. In this case, it's a solid 48%, getting up towards the cask strength range, and it's one of the more accessibly priced 21-year-old single malts out there. Let's dig on in to our whopping 50 milliliter bottle. I've had Parliament on a couple of occasions in the past. Never owned a bottle though. Not because I didn't want to, but because Glendronach just have such a huge range anyway. It's a very dark amber colour, sort of like a dark orange, almost brown. Huge aromas of Christmas pudding, plum pudding, brandy, and a definite hint of sherry, but a really big influence of the Pedro Jimenez, which is, I think they categorize it as a fortified wine, even though technically it's not. It's sort of like a super concentrated, super dried grape juice, which is fortified with brandy. So you get something which is akin to a fortified wine, but in my experience, phenomenally sweet and quite unique. Oh, phenomenally sweet and quite unique. I stand by those words for this whiskey as well. There's quite a bit of fire there at that full undiluted 48%. Initial flavours of spiced oranges, cloves, sherry, PX, brandy. It's all coming together quite nicely. I'd previously assumed that the Parliament designation was just a play on this being like a democratic harmonization of all the different fortified wine cask influences. Turns out I was wrong. It's actually to do with the Parliament, or family grouping of rooks, those rather big, imposing corvids who dwell near the Glendronach distillery and have lived there for a good couple of centuries. So, ornithological trivia aside, let's add some water and see what transpires. Oh, I'm getting caramel, creme brulee, toffee and fudge. We're staying sweet. It's not that those initial fruity or pudding aromas have gone. It's just that others are emerging too, and they're really at the confectionery end of the spectrum. That fiery prickle has greatly diminished. There's a lot more soft fruits. There's still a bit of sharpness and a bit of brandy heat, but it's tempered with custard, more of that creme brulee. This is such a very desserty whiskey. It is full of weight, full of body, full of fruit. It is sweet and also creamy, but not overpoweringly so. It's not but trying to be a liqueur. It's very nearly the quintessential Glendronach. It's not the best whiskey in their range, which is, I stand by my earlier biased opinion that a 20-year-old 20 port finish still holds top spot. Now this is very, very nice. If you like a lot of peat, if you like a bit of dark, heavy, stormy, briny, maritime whiskey, then I can honestly say this probably isn't one for you. You won't enjoy it the way I do. I like that it's sweet, I like that there's fruit, and that there's a strong influence of fortified wine. No bourbon casks involved here. No other exotic finishes. Just all whiskey that's been matured in sherry and PX. To make something that is just a really good expression of those influences. I would very strongly recommend this one if you're at all interested in that kind of thing. And in terms of scores, Parliament is a part of Glendronach's core range now, and with good reason, because it's just really good. It's a very well balanced combination of those two cask influences. And it's a good kind of an evolution of the 12-year-old, which is again those same casks but a much younger spirit. It's old without being overly aged or unnecessarily. It really contributes a lot to the character, and this is an easy 90 out of 100 from me. If Tim were here, he might feel differently. Hey, we may hear his opinion on this in due course. But personally, I love it. It's really very good. If you get your hands on the bottle, if you feel like splurging. As I say, it's not a super expensive 21-year-old, but any 21-year-old is going to, it won't be cheap, but it'll be worth the investment. I'll be back soon with more whiskey, or possibly more of something that's not quite whiskey. Who knows? I don't actually know yet either, but I've got some ideas. So take care, enjoy a dram. We'll see you next time for another single malt review. For now, signing off. See you later.